Hi everybody, this is Christine Bertram with Cards by Christine, and I'm here with you on the second half of Tip Tuesday. This is a two-part Tip Tuesday. Say that 3 times fast. And last week we talked about getting a white craft ink pad from Stampin' Up, the Whisper White Pigment Pad, and the refill. And we went through and showed how to redo the re-inking and why it was like that. And this one's going to be about what do you do with the white craft pad? What do you use it for? So I forgot last week that one of the things that I like to do when I get a new ink pad is I like to put the stickers on. So this is very rare for me because normally when I get new things, I leave that plastic protective coating on. But in this case, it's really a wise thing to take these stickers off. And the best way to get at these stickers, it's really hard to pick at them like this, but what there's 5 stickers here. You have 4 sides to an ink pad plus the inside. So my easiest way to get the sticker off is I start to peel it. And then as I peel this back, some of them will want to come up with you, like that one. Well, I don't want that. So I'll make sure to press them down and then I peel it back like this. And that gets the outer area off. Put that in the garbage. And then you're left with the 5 stickers. And I believe, Kelly, did you do this too for a Tip Tuesday, I think, in the past? I think she did. So if you guys go back through the archives, Kelly did put together a white ink pad. Or not a white ink pad, but she put the stickers on an ink pad. She did just Jade. And so these other ones, there's one for each side. They're all in different languages, so I don't know if it makes sense to put these on. But the one on the inside goes right along this lip right here. Okay, so now that you have your ink pad ready to go, I finished the last video and I'm like, oh, we forgot to do the stickers. So now we got to do them. So last week what we did is we just stamped the Whisper White on a piece of rich razzleberry just to say, okay, well that's what it looks like to stamp it in white. But what can you do with the white craft pad here? It's a pigment pad. One of the things that goes really well with them, so if you're back in the annual catalog, if you flip back a page, they have embossing powders. There's white, clear, gold, and silver, and we're going to focus on the white one. Another Tip Tuesday, we'll talk about Versamark, silver, gold, and clear and how you use them, but one of the things I do when I get an embossing powder is I dedicate a Tupperware to, or not a Tupperware, a Rubbermaid, any kind of a container, but I dedicate a container to it so that when I am working on it, I can sprinkle everything in here and then take a spoon and spoon it back up and put it in the jar. And so, for example, I have here, see, this is Rubbermaid. I've got my gold one in here. And then for this one, I've got, you know, everybody's got their own container. And so it takes up a little bit more storage, but I think it's well worth it because then everything is contained, all your little particles are contained. So this is for the white. One of the other things that you need with embossing is you need a heat tool. And that heat tool is also found up at the top on page 146. It's definitely an investment. It's nice to have a heat tool. I tell you guys, oh man, 20 years ago, it was embossing powder that got me what Tyler refers to as the claws, the hook, line, and sinker. For me, it was embossing. It is a magical process. So I want to pull back this piece, and so I don't waste this piece, I'm actually going to just flip it over and use this area right here. So the thing is with embossing powder that it can be kind of sticky and stick to places where you don't want it to. And I think that, I don't know, is my embossing buddy over there, Kelly? I think I might have set it over there. Yep, it got covered. So this is, thank you. This is something that Stampin' Up used to sell. And they don't anymore, but it's a little chalk pillow. I know you can find it elsewhere. I honestly haven't shopped one for, like, somewhere else for it. But if you don't have an embossing buddy, what you can do is get a dryer sheet, anything that is going to help reduce static electricity. And so I just gently rub the embossing buddy over the area that I'm going to be embossing. And that will help keep little particles of the embossing powder away. So what embossing powder is it's teeny tiny pieces of plastic pellets, and they will stick to wherever you stamp, and sometimes they'll stick around the edges and you just got to clear it off. And then what happens is you heat it up and it melts, and it just is the magical process of embossing. So we're going to ink up our flower. I'm gonna put it on the same side here because we're gonna emboss a white flower. Now think anything, you guys. It doesn't have to be this flower. It could be any stamp that you have that you want to make white. So that's what it looks like with white, just stamped. Then what we do is we come over here and we're gonna pour the powder. So this is where my Tupperware or Rubbermaid or any brand of a container comes in handy, because I'm gonna pour this powder over the top of it and try to get the majority of it back in. Whatever doesn't go back in will fall to the edges, and I can scoop it up at any point and put it back in there. I tap it to get off any little particles, and it actually came very clean around the edges. Sometimes you might get a little particle there, and you're just gonna brush it away so that you don't heat it up. Because if you leave little pieces around the edge and heat them up, they will stay there. The one thing I like to do is get the embossing powder out of the way so that when I'm using the heat tool, it doesn't blow the embossing powder all over the place. So the heat gun's gonna need a second to heat up. So I'm gonna let it start running, and as soon as I see it's ready, then I'm going to show you how that magic happens. So a heat gun is like a toaster meets a blow dryer. It's a very, very hot air that blows out, and as it gets hot enough, it'll start to melt the plastic pellets so that they will convert to like a smooth, glossy, waxy finish. And I don't know if you can see it changing, but there's a line there that as it's heating up, it's changing a little bit. And I just go back over it. So what I do is I trace it until it's all done, and then I'll go back over it. You have to be careful too. If you do an area too much, it could burn the paper. So let's see if I can get some of the shiny gloss kind of look. But when you put your hand over it now, it's warm and it's a little tacky. So you don't want to run this right through the stamp and cut and emboss machine right away. That might stick to the plates. But give it a second to cool down, and it's nice and glossy. So what you could do now is take your die and cut that out and use that on your card. It's super cool. So white craft, or the Whisper White pigment pad with white embossing powder, makes for something to look really sharp on dark paper. Another thing that you can do is, after you've embossed this, you could leave it just like this, or you could color on it. So when you use your alcohol blends, so the Stampin' Blends are alcohol based, you can color on embossing powder. So I've not done this, like I don't know what I have in my head here, what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna draw some lines out to make it look like veins of a flower. But you can definitely color on embossing powder. So I'm just drawing some lines out here. And because this is an alcohol-based marker, it will not bleed, it will dry, and it will not smear. So you can color on embossing powder. So this white, and like I have a card set here. So if you guys have been stamping with me since last May, I did a poppy, what is it? Peaceful Poppies or Peaceful Moments. There was and it carried over to the annual catalog. I did a poppy class last May, and we made this card, this one, and then lastly this one. And I featured the coloring on white embossing powder in this class on this card. And so this was stamped and embossed in white, and then we used a dark Poppy Parade marker to color that. And on the black, it looks super cool. So in case you missed this class, this is available in the my online classes that I have. This is available as a PDF tutorial, and this one's actually a fun fold. It opens like this and like that, and there are my instructions like normal. So that is available. So if you guys are interested, you know, I have the majority of the bundle classes I do as PDF tutorials in the store that you can get them for $10 or free with a $20 purchase. So, okay, Kelly, did you want to say hi before we finish up? Kelly's here. We're working on stuff.
Hi, guys.
So, did we cover everything with this? I think we did. So that was Tip Tuesday, finishing up the two-part series. Now, though, Kelly is working on Technique Thursday for you. In a couple days, you're going to see her use white embossing powder, and she's going to be doing the...
You ready, guys? I'm so excited. We're going to do the, sorry.
Let's get over here.
I need to scooch in.
Yep.
The...
Emboss Resist.
Emboss Resist. I'm like, I cannot think of the name right now.
So
but it's super cool, and we're going to be featuring something really, really special.
Yep.
So check it out on Thursday.
All right, we'll see you later, guys.
Bye.
Lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. We'll see you Thursday. Bye.